Our next performer is telling a story that you might recognize from Greek mythology, and you might recognize her from many of our Tellers Showcase. This is Corinne Weintraub.
My tapestries are the best ancient Greece has ever seen. That's Arachne, a beautiful young woman whose weaving skill was beyond compare. Unlike most artists with their crippling insecurities, Arachne knew that she was the weaver of a generation. Now, it'd be one thing if Arachne was a hack, but her tapestries were really quite beautiful. But their beauty was soured by her really stuck-up attitude. Every day she would run around the arts district saying, "Oh, look at this tapestry I just weaved. It's a fine example of postmodernism." Even Athena, the goddess of weaving, would be jealous of my skill. Now, here's the thing about ancient Greek mythology. Anytime some mortal says, "Oh, I'm better than you, gods," or "I challenge goddesses to a duel," that's when things start to go south for that mortal. Because the gods were listening, and they were very, very jealous. And of all the Olympian gods to get on the bad side of, Athena was the worst. Zeus would just blast you with some lightning. Ares would get all huffy and challenge you to a fight. But Athena, she was different. She was patient, cunning, and could come up with a plan perfectly tailored to destroy you. So one day, Arachne setting up her exhibit at some goat farm, yelling out, "Oh, look how great! Look how great this portrait is!" When she saw a mysterious old woman who was dressed very, very edgy yet understated. And her jewelry was expensive but very exotic looking. She knew this lady was none other than a patron of the arts. She rushed over to her. "Hello, you probably already know who I am, but for courtesy's sake, I'll introduce myself. I am Arachne, the greatest weaver of all time. Look at this landscape I just weaved just this morning." Instead of being impressed with Arachne's artwork, the old woman merely chuckled and said, "Oh, my dear, are you sure you're the best weaver of all time? Are you sure Athena isn't better than you? You make sure to pay your respects." "No, why would I do that? I am Arachne, the best weaver of all time." And with that, the old woman began to glow. Her form began to shift, her face began to change. There was a blinding flash of light, and standing where the old woman once stood was none other than Athena, the goddess of wisdom and weaving. "Arachne," the goddess said, "you have made your claim. Now you must pay the price. I challenge you to a weaving competition." Arachne, ever eager to best the goddess, pulls out her loom while Athena conjures one from midair. With a panel of civilians set to judge, they were off! Arachne begins to weave furiously, while Athena takes her time, carefully placing each thread. Arachne weaves and weaves and weaves until finally, "Ha! I did it! I beat you!" She holds up her tapestry for the judges to see, and it was a rather unflattering portrait of Athena, and she was doing. And why was that pig? Oh, that's just rude. That's just rude. Nope. Athena regarded the tapestry and holds up her own. It was a beautiful landscape of ancient Greece. And as the judges looked closer, they realized she had weaved citizens twins into the picture, and she'd weaved them into, she's just so nice. The vote was unanimous. Arachne, she was good, but Athena was clearly the winner. What? Arachne was furious. She whirled on Athena. Oh, come on! That's cheating! You sucked up to the judges. Athena merely smiled and said, strategy. That made Arachne really mad. She turned on the judges. Oh, come on! You guys call that a loom? I mean, she clearly just, that's magic. I did this with my own two hands. The gods are always doing this to us. What? Now that made Athena angry. Say what you like about the individual gods or goddesses, they'll take care of that. Challenge them as a whole. Athena rose from her seat. Arachne, she said, for your insolence you must pay. There was a blinding flash of light. And when the dust had settled, standing where Arachne once stood was a small, incredibly ugly creature. It had 8 hairy black legs, 6 beady dark eyes, and what looked like silk coming from her back legs. You claim to be the best weaver of all time, mused Athena, and now you shall be for the rest of eternity. Arachne had been turned into a spider, and to this day, her and her children have been forever doomed to weave, always trying to best the goddess. Thank you.